setting it all off and getting back to the things that I once knew. Now I can't really say why I get this way. Must admit I'm afraid to change, so all that I can do is sit around like a fool, because I only wanna be here with you. Pension every penny like to get it all together, cause I know you need the money too. Now all these voices in my head, turns out they're really people telling me all the things that I should do. Now I don't really know, I followed me home, pretty little on my mind. In a moment or two they will be flung from the road, cause I only wanna be here with you. Alright. I did it again, and I put down my pen. Now who knows what I was getting up into. Now I was trying to write a song important for someone, ended up doing just what I do. Now maybe in my past I could follow my grass, don't know anymore. I'm unsure of what I know, but what I know to be true is how I only wanna be here with you. There you go. Learned out like a log, still cracking in the morning fog. Maybe a little like a runaway dog, and you can find me in the mud next to the pond. And you know, got a little bit of money in my pocket, ain't gonna last too long. It's true that money talks, but all I've ever heard it say was so long. It's all strange to me how we live so long. Brings a couple things to mind, yet asking for forgiveness ain't one. Been a month since I mowed the yard, and you know the lawnmower wouldn't start. Now as I might, I gotta get to it soon. I'm gonna break the neighborhood's little heart. So I guess I gotta figure it out, and you know what, I guess a lot these days. Guess I could pack up, turn over the keys, but then again, I guess I might as well stay. It's all strange to me how we live so long. Brings a couple things to mind, and yet asking for forgiveness ain't one. tattoo, maybe a sleeve or a sock. Oh, me got the ones I got when I was young, they're kind of funny, but I got what I got, and you know I need a little bit of guff from the proper people, religious folk. To tell the truth, I don't want to go to some other plane that's got a dress code. Hell no, no, it's all strange to me how we live so long. Brings a couple things to mind, and yet asking for forgiveness ain't one. It's strange, oh, see how sometimes it may seem like the pieces that don't fit tight, but in time you learn to make it all right, and I find it fits just right. Yeah, all right. Let's see here. I got another sweet and silly one. It's a brand new one, brand fresh new one. The other night your memory found me alone, wouldn't let it let me go. It followed me into sleep that night. In your dreams I swore you held me tight. It was a cool break from more of the same. I know my heart, it ain't as smart as my brain. If I can't have you in this worldly plane, well, I see you in my dream. Silly to me, even mad, and it's funny when I say it out loud. What is one supposed to do? Just what they resigned to. Silly of a thing like me, and just they're living only when they sleep. Yet realize such a bore to me. So I see you in my dream. In my dreams, it's so you'd always stay. Everything worked out in spite of all our doubt. You never slipped away. And a dream is such a funny thing, never really quite what it seems. And it still beats this reality when I see you in my dreams. Hear the dancers bear a similar chore. They work their feelings up and down the floor, saying with moving what's so hard to tell. Even a stranger knows the language well. Watch them spin about and promenade, and I know a dance is just a simple thing. If I can't have you in this worldly plane, we'll be dancing in my dreams. In my dreams, it's though you'd always stay. And everything worked out in spite of all our doubt. You never slipped away. And a dream can be a funny thing, it's never really quite what it seems. But it still beats this reality when I see you in my dreams. Silly as a fool thing, there's really something there for me. But it still beats this reality when I see you in my dreams. When I see you in my, when I see you in my dreams. Woo.
All right, so catch us up. You have been here, as we said, you've been here before, but not by yourself.
Yeah.
And it's all you tonight. So what would you like to talk about, and how have you been?
Well, I've been pretty good. Going out and seeing some shows, having some fun, but mostly still staying at home. It's kind of nice, I've got older dogs now, so.
What kinds?
A miniature Australian Shepherd and a toy Australian Shepherd, and the miniatures. She's pretty old, so it's kind of all the home time. I hate to say it out loud and on the radio, but all the home time has kind of been a boon for spending time with Boo Boo.
Well, I mean, if I don't think that's a bad thing to say out loud.
Okay.
I had dinner a few weeks ago with a friend who said that his dog was thrilled that he was home all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I think the cats are a little less thrilled, but...
That makes sense. Something I do want to talk about is the Hog Shoot Opry.
Oh, yes.
Coming up this week.
Mike anticipated that might come up, and
Yeah.
it's an annual thing, right?
Yeah, you would hog shoot the bull.
That was unfortunately what he said, yes.
Yeah, the date kind of arbitrates sometimes depending on what's going on and what the weather's like. But the fall one, the harvest one, is usually sometime in October, and it's going to be October 2nd.
It just seems appropriate to mention because I haven't mentioned it. WEFT was yesterday, and for any complaints we've had in previous years about the weather, yesterday's weather was idyllic. So I wish you the same.
Oh, I think we're geared up for it, man. I think it's supposed to be another summery day. I was talking with someone at the coffee shop at work earlier about, it was Steven Swords, actually. How we thought it was fall, and now we're getting these summer days that's kind of like interleaved and tethered together.
Indian summer, I think they traditionally call
Is that
it.
what that is?
There's a Beat Happening song about it. Beat Happening, if you call them songs. Composition.
Okay.
Are you familiar with Beat Happening?
No, I'm totally lost.
Beat Happening is sort of the quintessential DIY, we aren't musicians, let's form a band. And if you're in a band for 20 years, you're pretty much a musician by definition after that. But they challenge traditional notions of aptitude, and it's very sincere. And since this started in the 80s, it was, people were confused by it.
Wow. Is it groovy, or
it is
like
inspiration to
challenging?
those of us who basically can't carry a tune or play an instrument that we could also be in a band if we really wanted to commit. But they, I believe Kurt Cobain had a Beat Happening tattoo. So
That's what it's called, Beat Happening?
it's a band.
Huh.
And a lot of people are like, boy, she can't sing. She's like, you're right. You can't really own people who agree with you. So you aren't a very good singer. You're right, I'm not. You got anything else?
It's a beautiful sentiment. Yeah.
But I'm always impressed how many genuinely good singers we have on this show because I certainly couldn't switch places and do that. So.
Oh, I don't know. Have you, Todd? You ever played it?
Oh, I lip sync Happy Birthday.
Me too, though. Happy birthday's hard. It's a weird thing,
I figured, do I want this person to have a happy birthday? Then I won't sing.
I do not know how to play Happy Birthday on guitar, and I'm sure there's been so many moments in my life and shows where it's like, why don't I learn how to play Happy Birthday?
And I should just, as a former trivia host, I should say, I believe the legal title that was the subject of copyright is Happy Birthday to You, but nobody calls it that.
Oh.
So if anybody goes to trivia and says, but Todd Hunter said it was called Happy Birthday, this is the asterisk that is not the legal title, but I believe the copyright finally ran out. So, you can call it Shirley if you want. You can call it whatever you like.
That'd be it. Well, either way, the name's pretty descriptive.
People know the song when they hear it. Unless it's Happy Birthday Baby by the Toon Weavers or Birthday by the Beatles or...
Yeah. It's your birthday.
Yeah.
I might have known that run at one time.
What I love about that is, my understanding is, I think that's a Paul McCartney song, and John made clear that he didn't want anything to do with it. So they'd ask him about it, and he'd say, "Yeah, don't pin that on me. That's a Paul song." So
I can totally hear that as a Paul song.
Most bands, I feel like you don't know the bassist's opinion of the drummer's song. But with the Beatles, they were a little more outspoken about what they liked and what they didn't. And they could have been maybe a little more supportive of George. And anyhow,
Yeah, that's funny. Well, I mean, the Beatles, everyone had such an identity.
right.
Though,
I would be very sad if I found out like secret infighting among the Fights or Neogo Blacksmith or any of I don't want to know who in those bands doesn't respect what I just hope it's harmonious and nice. But
you know what? I speaking for the Fights, yes, definitely harmonious.
Good.
I mean, and I would say the same for Neoga and a lot of bands around here. Like half of it is like hanging with buds,
Yeah,
getting to meet interesting people. Like,
I mean, you're not doing it for the limousines, I hope.
yeah, I don't, yeah.
I see limousines in town, and they're not full of musicians I recognize. So.
Yeah, I bet.
Those things are cold too. One time I was in one, and the whole time I had goosebumps and wanted to get out because I was freezing. I couldn't afford it either. So
I'm trying to think of what that feels like, man. I think I rode in a limo to prom.
well, I think that's the only time I've been in a limo, and it was miserable.
I can't think of. Yeah, I mean they probably keep it cool in there so no one's like sweating all over the stuff.
Yeah, the guy was like, "I'm sorry, I wish I could turn on the heat or something, but I can't." Well, cheap cars. It was not a cheap car.
Not at all.
They did have complimentary Pepsi, but when you're freezing to death.
Cooler or armrest. Or
Again, I didn't want a cold drink. I just wanted warmth, heat. We're talking. I was a kid. But
Todd, I think maybe I'll play a few more
I would
songs.
hope so, because it's going to get really boring if I just keep talking and you don't play any more songs. So.
You're taking me down memory lane, too. I did not think I'd be talking about... Well, I did make a post and write prom in it today. But I'm pretty sure that's, we had no way of knowing that we'd be talking about limousine.
This is your life, and a bunch of people from your past are coming to celebrate prom with you tonight.
That could be very cool, very scary, I think.
Yeah, are you familiar with This Is Your Life?
Nope, it totally went over my head.
It was a TV show for years, and it was very maudlin. And, my mother, I thought died 20 years ago, is here to hug me. It's wonderful.
Wow.
School teacher, all these people you never thought. Yeah, and I'm thinking, one time they could have set it up, and the person's like, "No, I'm in the Federal Witness Relocation Program. I don't want to see these people."
Wait, it was real or scripted?
Yeah, it was a real show.
Oh, I thought you meant it was like a scripted.
It's like we're gonna surprise you with all these people from your past, which sounds nice, but
not for a TV camera. That's so weird.
Yeah.
No, that sounds really uncomfortable.
It was always like surprise party with people that we didn't get you to sign off on, and we're just gonna expect you to be happy about it because it's on live TV.
Yeah, that just feels really weird. It's like, with the cameras on, it's like, now talk to each other and catch up.
But this was before, Jerry Springer and all those shows where people didn't appreciate being reunited and had a fight in the parking lot. So,
yes.
Seriously though, where do you want to take this? What song do you want to?
I'm gonna play a slower song that I'm.
And if you want to, stay and talk, we can always talk next hour too. But
yeah, well, come back and let's chat in a couple more songs.
I like that.
Yeah.
So let's bill you again, Clayton Deering on WEFT Sessions.
Clayton Deering, yeah. I go by Clayton Burke a lot. Burke's my middle name.
How do you spell it?
Burke.
Oh, like Burke's Law.
What's that? Burke's Law.
My references are so wonderfully unhelpful.
No, I heard slaw. I was thinking food.
Burke's Law. Burke's Law would be delicious and nutritious.
What is Burke's Law?
Isn't it a TV show, Mike?
Yes.
Oh.
I've never actually seen it, but it was just the first thing that popped in. There's a Burke family where my parents are listening from, but nobody here would know who they are. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think our mayor was Bill Burke.
Bill Burke.
Well, I didn't live. He was their mayor. He wasn't my mayor because I lived here. But
the hometown
But
mayor.
anyhow, I have references for Clayton and Burke, but unfortunately, they don't mean anything to anyone here but me. So, and now you, because I've explained them. But.
Well, yeah. But yeah, my last name's Deering. I use Burke. I play shows under Clayton Burke every now and then.
Well, if it's a secret what your real last name is, we can just call you Clayton Burke the rest of the show.
No, it's not like that. I can't remember where it came from. Maybe Brad Olson was saying something, but I don't know. I think about it like getting called by your middle name, keeping you honest. Or
I don't tell people mine. I don't think.
well, that's probably a good thing. So I'll just be guessing this entire time. When it's not Thompson, is it?
Well, my middle initial isn't T, so.
Oh, okay. I guess I don't know your initial. Anyhow, I'm gonna play.
It's actually a number.
Really? Wow. All right, this one's called Out to the Black. Out to the black, where I wanna go, where the stars shine like diamonds under a deep black dome. Out to the field and the grown over road, back to all the sweet things and the folks that I know. I wanna go. There's an old willow tree swaying in the breeze, and it makes such a sweet wine when it calls out to me like all of the bad. It kept me back then and keep me coming. Go back again out to the black. Gravel lots and rusted cars, and then smoky riding down bars, watching headlights climb up the hill. You know I see 'em in my mind, climbing still. Had them back roadsides hanging, growing laughter, bottles clanging, watching tire tracks go where they will. You know I see 'em in my mind, following still, covered in dirt, work days in, and I'm going out to Dre's Pond to stick my feet in and maybe throw a bobber. Little fishing, learning how to live by jumping right into the black, where I wanna go, where the stars shine like diamonds under a deep black dome. Out to the field, grown over road, back to all the sweet things and the folks that I know. I wanna go. You know I wanna go out to the black, way back home, way back home. Yeah. It's a little sweet, romantic song about Southern Illinois, all the things I loved about growing up there. Let's see here. let's see. I'm gonna play a Thomas Waits song I'm really fond of. I've been singing the song. This time it was sung. I've been putting it off for a while, but it's hard to find now, 'cause the truth is so clear. Honey, I cry when I'm seeing you smile. Now every time I try to tell you that we've lost the magic we had from the start, I would weep in my heart when I look in your eyes. And honey, I search again for the spark. So goodbye, so long. The road calls me dear. Honey, your tears cannot bind me anymore. And farewell to the girl, the sun in your eyes. Honey, I'll kiss you, and then I'll be gone. I can tell by your eyes it's time now to go, so I'll leave you crying in the rain. Oh, I held in my hand the key to all joy. Honey, my heart was not born to be tamed. So goodbye, so long. The road calls me dear. Honey, your tears cannot bind me anymore. And farewell to the girl, the sun in her eyes. You know I'll kiss you, and then I'll be gone. Yeah, I'll kiss you, and then I'll be gone. Tom Waits there. Let's see. Sorry about that. I have to keep checking my list.
Go on.
I'll do one more if that's
Okay.
the one.
It just gets so quiet that I worry that we have dead air and stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Yeah. Let's see here now. This song's kind of a silly song. I think it's probably one of the best ones I've ever written. Not to build it up or anything. It's called You, Me, and Whiskey. It's perfect for fall. You made a bunch of blankets and whiskey, claiming back a bit of our help. Our feelings run right through me and sink into the couch for a spell. 'Cause this world is full of dicks. No matter where we look, we're bumming out. So I propose we both get hoes and let the whiskey drown them bad folks out. You bring your worst case of this world done you wrong. We'll tuck it in our glass and pour the liquor right on, and let this blanket be cover we need. This impossible world gives me anxiety, you know. Pull me in close. You made a bunch of blankets and whiskey, claiming back a bit of our help. Let our feelings run right through me, and we'll sink into the mattress for a spell. like I said, this world is all full of dicks. Can't snap and make it all turn right. Come tomorrow, they'll still be who they are. Let's keep each other under covers tonight. And let it roll, whiskey and wine, and let it ease the trouble on our troubled minds. Let this evening be the respite we need. See you later, agitators, keep your own company now. Pull me in close. You me a bunch of blankets and whiskey, claiming back a bit of our hell. You're dropping bombs, get up off of our lawn. If you could please return to sender as well. You me. You me. All right, I think we're going to chat with Todd here for a sec.
Purely optional. You don't have to.
No, I like chatting with you, man.
I appreciate it. I just didn't want you to feel, kind of like we were talking about You Bet Your Life. And if people are cool with it, great. But I hate the idea that, here's your ex-girlfriend. Here's your...
Yeah, that's a shocker, man. That doesn't sound like fun.
TV was very experimental in those days.
I get that. I like the experimental TV sometimes.
I guess it
Try
is
and
now,
stop out,
but the difference is now, if on channel 474 they have something experimental, I don't know who's going to see it, but when they had 3 networks and it was experimental...
Yeah, true.
Went a lot.
That stuff's all script. Reality TV is scripted now, anyway.
I think it always was.
I mean, yeah.
I trust in Judge Judy and everybody else. I require 3 forms of identification.
So Todd, what are you up to this weekend, man? You going to that block party thing?
I don't honestly think I've made plans past Wednesday.
Oh yeah.
Getting through today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. I guess I can say this on air. Blind Pig has started back doing trivia, so if the weather is nice, I'll probably... If the weather's not nice, they're not having it, so...
You're a big trivia night guy. Were you going to the... They were doing that at the Bowl for a while. Did you ever mosey over there, or are you Champaign?
I am a career pedestrian, and
That's
so
far.
I've been sort of stranded at Rose Bowl enough times that I try to be judicious about when I go over there, making sure I have the right shoes to walk back.
That's a long walk, man. Yeah.
Once I walked back from Iron Post in dress shoes, and I still hurt. So.
Oh man, that does sound painful.
They just changed to the summer bus schedule, and
Hey.
I didn't realize I left at midnight, and the last bus was 11:57. So. I looked very nice. I did not feel very nice.
Man, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Is this like pre-Uber times, or is it just because Uber's like pretty expensive at night?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's good exercise. I am worried after a year and a half of the pandemic that all of us will have gained 100 pounds apiece. But then I talk to people who say, I lost weight. Like, well, good for you. It's not the typical experience, but, I from the time I was 5 or 6, there was a national exercise craze. Don't sit, walk places, exercise, and then for the past year and a half, stay home. And it's like, well, unless you have stairs, you can safely just go up and down all day. One of my skinniest friends gained like 75 pounds. So.
Oh wow! Well,
because he wasn't allowed to go anywhere.
In a good way for some people.
He wasn't happy about it. He didn't really want. I think he's lost it back, but he was pretty self-conscious about it. You notice I'm not saying who, but
Sure.
He
yeah,
listens
no
to the
doubt.
show.
Well,
And
that's not important, but
No.
yeah, I know. I'm sure, like for some people, it's this way and that way. Some people are being more active and like getting out.
yeah, and
feel
you
like
know,
I've heard that,
if
you
you
know,
don't,
drinking less.
there were mayors who were threatening like to fine joggers hundreds of dollars for jogging outside.
Huh?
Chicago.
Because COVID?
Yeah.
Huh.
So you know, I'm grateful that I've still been able to take walks here, and
Are you a jogger or no?
I prefer walking to jogging generally.
Hurts my knees.
I
don't
jog
jog
like to get to the bank before they close, but
Out of necessity.
anybody from the bank listening probably will back me up on that. But I would love to get to the bank earlier in the afternoon than I do, but yeah, it's funny to me to go from, you know, exercise as a religion to nobody go outside for any reason, and you know, I've just heard about so many secondary health issues and complications people have had from you know, watching. It's good to watch out for COVID, but for not doing the stuff they normally, you know, putting off cancer treatments, and
Oh man.
a lot of people have put off cancer treatments, and that's not something you can put off indefinitely with.
Yeah, I can see how you are in like the highly susceptible group, though, if you're getting cancer treatments.
Yeah.
So that's scary.
No, I mean, one of the first COVID stories was there was like a 93-year-old man who actually turned down a ventilator because he wanted somebody younger to have it, and of course he died the same day. So this is getting dark. We should probably pick it up with happy stuff.
Sure. It's a little dark, but that's a sparkling example of a good human there.
Oh,
There's a
wonderful.
little
I mean, it's
light
an
in the
inspiring
darkness.
story, but it's like, you know, even better would be if, you know, nobody had died.
Okay, if I sit this here?
uh,
Table or
I
a floor?
did not notice you were drinking soda until just now, but
Was that
yeah,
okay?
just anyway, what's your next song?
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, if you want to chat for a sec, I can get more water.
Oh yeah, water is great. Always, water is wonderful.
Water's wonderful.
You know, we're talking exercise and hydration, and yeah. Although I wouldn't drink out of the bathroom sink if I were you.
Okay. We are at a standstill.
See, in the past I would just run to Mike and Mike. Yeah, we have a water cooler.
Mike is solid. Oh, for real?
Yeah, we specifically we our Thursday night host Brian Teague got us a water cooler just so people would not have to drink scary bathroom water.
That's so lovely. I should have
Yeah.
asked, man. I just.
I think he at the time did it anonymously, but he told me he was fine with people knowing. So later, so
Nice. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna play a couple more songs.
yes, please, and that went places I did not expect it to, but
Hey, man, I'm along for the ride with you.
cool.
It's an enjoyable conversation.
As I said, if you want to stay into the next hour, if you have any thoughts you didn't get around, you know, any explanations of songs, but I want to make sure you get as many songs this hour as you can.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, wait. What's your second hour? You do.
Local music, but it's
Oh right. Okay.
it's you know, we're not recording it. It's me. Like I'm going to play the new Kurt Bielema CD.
That's so good, man.
Yeah, I'm so I'm so
Speaks out
invested in
now.
wanting to say his name right that I actually overcompensate and screw it up. So it's because I know him
Bielema.
better than I know the other one. Because he said, "Remember it like the coach," and I know Kurt better than I know the coach. So
Oh, I don't know
because
the coach.
Kurt's been on this show and the coach hasn't. So if the coach ever comes on the show, it'll even out.
It's gonna be trouble.
All right. So Clayton Burke. Is that what we're-
Yeah, Clayton Deering, Clayton Burke. It's fine.
Here on WEFT Sessions. Thank you.
I'd like to play a song I wrote. I don't have any personal connection to it other than my family, my dad, my grandparents on my dad's side and on my mom's side were both coal miners for years and years in coal companies, Peabody and I can't remember the other one. My dad and his dad worked at the Captain mine. Anyhow, I wrote a song about Cherry, Illinois, the Cherry Mine disaster in Cherry, Illinois. It's a pretty tragic story. Some of the details may elude me, so I won't go into an incredible depth of it, but I believe around 200, maybe 250 perished underground. They were just getting used to using electric. And of course there was a fire because they still had mules in there. and the lines were down, so they were using mules, and then one of the fans caught on fire, and a lot of people were stuck underground. Anyhow, I just thought the story was fascinating, and I wanted to write a song geared towards it, kind of maybe from the perspective of someone from Cherry, Illinois at that time. Winter rolls in like a fall, a sparrow come and fly, and roost the broken buildings in dark feathered borrowed time. This town has seen a lot of changes, big boom and ebb and prime. Nothing held the pride of the people like Cherry Mine, Cherry Mine. And I was still a young one, the winter of '09, and grew colder with the passing of the children of the mine. And still the seasons see me through, grows heavy on my mind, and it wanders often down into the dark of the mine, the dark of the mine. Yes, St. Paul built this town, St. Paul tore it down. The future that I had there, it lies still and underground, buried deep in the ground. These halls have seen a lot of men they've taken to the ground, young and old just the same. They came and laid their evening down, and all the songs they used to sing here, you never hear a sound. Every echo that was made here, it lies still and underground, buried in the ground. For long I held my hope, till on the 8th day minute shown was a sight that took me deeper than the same would ever go. And now our coffers often empty, there's no gilding on our crown, but the blood and soot that Cherry took, laying in the ground, buried deep in the ground. Yeah, St. Paul built this town, and St. Paul tore it down. And the future that I had here, it lies still and underground, buried deep in the ground. Blew hope to this hollow, bore smoke and flaming tongue, and cleared throat as if to say, there's a world will not be one. So don't forget the earth is restless, never and cold. It'll spin you about and keep your life, and turn you back to cold, and turn you back into cold. Yeah, St. Paul built this town, and St. Paul tore it down. The future that I had here, it lies still and underground, buried deep in the ground. Yeah, St. Paul built this town, and St. Paul tore it down. And the future that I had here, it lies still and underground, it's buried deep in the ground. Yeah. A little bleak, that one.
Now wait a minute. After the conversation earlier, you're saying that song was a little bleak?
I thought, well, I thought there are parallels between it, maybe.
Let's just say it was a nice segue.
Yeah. Let's see, I'll sip here. Thank you, Mike.
Yes, thank you for potable water that will
Mhm.
allow him to come back and play again in good health.
Oh man, I'm so glad that I asked instead of just snuck off and did
I
it. That would have been
didn't realize
terrible.
what you were doing at first because it has never once occurred to me to drink. You know, it's like on an airplane. They have signs. Have you ever seen in an airplane bathroom? They say,
drink the water.
yeah, trains and planes both, and it's because the water, the way the water is stored, it's right alongside the water that you don't want any part of. So.
Yikes.
I think anybody who's been a flight attendant will tell you, yeah, you probably don't want to drink that. Of course, they might, you know, depending on who it is, there are nice flight attendants, and, you know, probably for every 9 that are nice, there's one that, like, doesn't have, yeah.
Enjoy.
Yeah, exactly. It's like those things, 4 out of 5 dentists. Well, maybe the 5th dentist had a bad day, and he's like, I don't care if your teeth rot, you know? I don't want to speak for an industry, but the point is, even though I'm sure, you know, 99% of them would have no reason to lead you astray, you know, there's somebody who's maybe transitioning in or out of the field that might, you know, recommend that you brush your teeth with glucose, you know?
That sounds painful.
Yeah.
Well, I think I got a few songs.
I hope.
might be able to sew it up. I got 3 songs I'd like to play. I think I can.
How about if you play 2, and then we could maybe just introduce the encore song,
Okay.
and then I'll be in position to play more music next hour. And if you want to drop in, that's fine. But if you want to go home, that's also fine.
Okay, wonderful.
I just want to make sure I'm ready when you're done. So,
Sweet. Okay. Is it a hard 11 o'clock kill?
it ceased to be a hard 11 o'clock ending when I took over the show in 2004. Mostly,
Hey,
the
barrier
reason
breaker.
being, I respected the previous host's punctuality, but I found that any time we ran over, it was almost never the performer's fault. And so it seemed draconian to tell the performer, hey, you know what? You didn't get to start on time. Too bad.
You've done enough.
Right. So I like to make sure they get a full hour. Because I mean, you're the show. You're the guest. So I'll be planning on being here again next Monday. I can, you know, I can make up the time just about any week.
I gotta say, it is a pleasure chatting with you again, Todd. You know, usually
Thank you.
I'm sitting down or playing slide with some other band, but it's sorry for the
Yeah.
tuning at the same time. But
No, actually, we like to talk while people tune because just tuning would
a
not
great
make
feeling.
for good radio. I am realizing, yeah, if we had this conversation during your set at the Rose Bowl, other people would probably tire of it. You know?
well, I'm gonna play one I wrote a while ago called "Coming Up."
Okay.
It's you know, we all have bad times, things you gotta get over, things that impede you and slow you down, and I guess I was really feeling that whenever I wrote this one.
Is there an apostrophe in the title?
Yeah, it's after the N, right?
Well,
But I don't understand how that works. No, it's like
It would be instead of the G.
COM. Oh yeah.
Be either
okay.
coming up, or sometimes musicians take artistic license and they just leave it.
I haven't
it
been
wasn't.
putting one there, but
You don't have to.
No, do you know why? Why do you put an apostrophe?
Well, because
there?
it shows that the G is not enunciated.
Okay. I think I just don't know. I always think of apostrophes like cut for putting two words together, but if that's just the G. I mean, I've seen that. I don't know. I just thought that.
Yeah, anything that's either missing or I want to say
apostrophe,
elided would also be, but I don't want to define elide for everybody. But yeah, long story short, if some people would say coming, more people would say comin', and then take it a generation further, and there are people who don't even realize that there is an implied G there in the first place. So.
Oh, okay. Well, no, it's just coming.
This has turned
Coming
into
on.
English class.
Not even a soft G.
Okay, well, there's that artistic license coming through and
Yeah.
regional dialect. And speaking of which, if you don't mind, what speech pattern are you from? Champaign County or?
Washington County.
Okay.
Southern Illinois.
Do people tend to drop their G's there?
I don't know about
Is it
that.
Washington
No.
apostrophe Ton County? That's a joke. That's stupid.
Sometimes. I think it depends. I think I really like and miss hearing Warsh.
Now that's a Kentucky thing, I believe.
Yeah, well.
We had one member of my family who would say Washington and washing machine, and I miss her.
I think I love that about it seems like a Midwest thing, kind of, because there are a lot of, like, people who come here from far off, and so the dialects are
Well, Kentucky and Southern Illinois are.
I guess that's true, yeah.
It's not like language patterns just stop when you get to the state border because of
Yeah.
gubernatorial policies. Anyway, I'm going to get in the booth so that
Wonderful
you have
time.
time to do 3 more songs, and I'm ready when you're done.
Okay, cool. Just another Illinois night, and tomorrow at dawn, another get up and go. Snow's pulling away from our shack, and it's recessing back into a little puddle. Pull up by the boot stripes, kick the trap, and hope the dust go blowing through. Just another Illinois night, and laying locked, and I'm looking for something worth doing. Got a good friend on the line, it's been a while, ain't seen him in a bit. Got the best of me, just talking about old times and how we used to live. Ain't it funny how it goes, the time passes and the feelings never fade away. Got a wife and a baby on the way, and I know they're gonna keep him safe. For me, I like some time, get my head together, yeah, love sometime. Formulate some kind of mind. I've been kicked around a bit, but I'm on top of it. You know I'm coming back up. Hit the ground a lot, but I collected my feet, and now I'm coming back up. My head's held together by a couple of screws and a bolt that rattles under the hood. But it's good to take it for a spin and roll the windows down, get me feeling good. How to keep it between the lines, and most times my thoughts start switching lanes. Ain't the best one on the lot, but it's mine, I wouldn't trade it for a thing. For me, I like some time, get my head together, yeah, to love sometime. Formulate some kind of mind. I've been kicked around a lot when I'm still on top. Know I'm coming back up. Hit the ground a lot, but I collect my feet. You see, I'm coming back up. Now I'm coming back up. Now I'm a coming back up. Now I'm coming back up. Gotta admit, I was losing that rhythm there for a minute. Getting a little too invested in what I was saying. I think I'll play another. Playing a lot of songs I wrote. I sure do love to write them. Oftentimes just play them for myself in the house. They sure make me feel better, and this one does too. It's called Maybe I Should Go Fishing. Maybe I should go fishing and take these rocks out of my pockets and skip them. Carried so long I think they're sewed right in. Maybe I should go fishing. News is cluttered our old home place, something we learned to carry on. Our faces carried around like an old tune, something simple we just sing along to. Kick my boots and leave them on the dock. Sink my feet in a familiar spot. My mind wanders so far from home, you know, thoughts of this world and my fishing pole. From the pangs of them days to tears with ruminations of their ripples seem to slip right through to me. Trying to mine a gold that maybe already exists and hoping one more throw may do him justice. And what do I know? One more throw may do him justice. Carbon bombing on my mind, you know I'd really love to fight 'em if I had the time. Across the pond there's a shady spot. Why would I try my hands at something I'm not? So maybe I should go fishing and take these rocks out of my pockets and skip 'em. Carried so long I swear they're so right in. Maybe I should go fishing, you know. Maybe I should go fishing. Maybe I should go fishing.
Have you heard me talk about trick endings?
I don't know if I have.
Well, I've gotten to where when I hear a normal ending, I'll think it's a trick ending, and it's a real ending, and then I run out here because it's usually while I'm doing something in the booth to get ready for when the singer is no longer singing. So,
yeah, okay.
Anyhow, that was not a trick ending, and here I am. No. And I guess you have one more? Mm-hmm. Is there anything you want to plug besides? Actually, you should plug what you already plugged again.
Yeah, this coming Saturday, October 2nd, Hog Shoot Opry Harvest. Come on out. There are a lot of bands, a few out-of-towners.
Tell them where.
It's out at the Calyx Center. It's vax required. So just to put you at ease a little bit.
Is this Urbana, Champaign?
The Calyx Center for Sustainability is near Allerton Park. It's kind of a nice little drive to get out there. Maybe half hour, maybe 25 to 35 minutes, I think, maybe.
That sounds great. Remember, I said I'm a career pedestrian, so
yeah, sadly.
I will have to not plan on wearing my dress shoes to walk there.
Well, the good thing for you is that people often camp out overnight, so you could really break it up into 2 trips. You know,
Okay.
2 days.
I could just live in the woods and...
Or you could stay there, I mean.
I was discussing a song with somebody the other day about a guy who, like, for 2 or 3 years lives in the woods, and a friend of mine apparently was very upset when he found out it was not just a true story on the part of the singer and might involve metaphors and things, and so because music occasionally is not like maybe not you, but there are singers who sing things that they have not actually personally experienced.
Yeah, I know that. I think I do that sometimes too. I think, it's kind of a fun thing to do or to even think about trying to do.
Well, PJ Harvey?
A little bit, yeah.
PJ Harvey says, I keep having to explain to people, I wrote a song about murdering my daughter. It is not something that I am... I did not have a daughter, and I certainly would not tell everybody this... It's Down by the Water is the song. And she says, it's a work of fiction. This is not something I would be proud of.
Well, I really like that. I think Tom Waits does that a lot. I think Nick Cave, my intro to Nick Cave was Murder Ballads. So that was like...
where he takes Kylie Minogue down where the wild roses grow?
Oh, yeah.
That was my introduction to...
sing that?
She's on it, yeah. It was my introduction. I didn't know who she was, and I'm like, boy.
Kylie Minogue?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so wild.
And, he's not very nice to her in that song.
He's... it's fantastic fiction,
Well,
I don't know. I think he's just such a good songwriter.
Do you remember Shipwreck Harmon from the Mighty Vultures? Midnight Vultures is the album for the Dirty Feathers.
Yeah.
I'm trying to call them by their album title. He was he's big on the Pretty Polly archetype, which is this old Western style of song, and they're all about, like some evil psycho cowboy who takes some Pretty Polly and does something horrible to her. And there are
that's
Hey Joe is kind of a the Jimi Hendrix took his version and made it famous, but
really?
I would be upset to find out if Jimi Hendrix had been autobiographically singing that song.
But is the song called Pretty Polly?
But it's a type of song too. It's it's like that's the catch-all term, because I guess the best known one is called Pretty Polly. I'd never heard of it until Harmon started talking about it, but
yeah, I don't know that I have. But this is reminding me of like how bluegrass can sound. Well, I guess it's not what we were talking about, but it is what it was making me think, that bluegrass is sometimes so incredibly dark.
Right.
It just sounds so...
Yeah, that's... there's always been this song sounds catchy and peppy. How can it be sad? It's like...
And what do they say about it? I would butcher it.
Apparently Sting...
If you want to be happy, listen to the music. If you want to be sad, listen to the words. Right?
I think Sting has even said it's screwed up that people play Every Breath You Take at weddings, because it's like, I appreciate the royalties, but for heaven's sake, this is not an appropriate wedding song. It's a stalker song.
Well, I'm going to play a sweet song for my finish. It's called Cloud Break. We'll talk about it for a second. That's cool.
Yeah. I think I may go ahead and get in position in the booth just so we have music when you're done. I'll play some of your colleagues.
Wonderful. That sounds awesome.
But as I said, before you take off, stick around if you want. Okay. Certainly say goodbye before you leave.
I'll say goodbye before I leave. I'll probably get my stuff.
Okay.
Smoke and then, hang out and say hi. Anyhow, this one's called Cloud Break. It's about my sweetheart at home. Just helping me to be a better person. Yeah, to put it very simply. blackened ground. All ashen stems and leaves carried in my sleep overturned me. Well, it's knowing what I know, do when as I often do. It's knowing you got me, knowing I got you. That turns my head around, resting on the ground, woke into the sound. No, it kicks my heart right in. Well, just to know you see my goal, tugging on your sleeve, finally at home. And that tears my head right down, scattered on the ground, banded up and wound. My clouds break and I'm here now. Yeah, when my sky fell down, no, it left a blackened ground. Yet as you're near, I see it's all slowly turning green. And that tears my head right down, scattered on the ground, banded up and wound. My clouds break and I'm here now. Yeah, my clouds break and I'm here now. All right, I hope you all have a good night. Thanks for listening.